everyone, it is Samantha and I hope you guys are having a wonderful December so far. I am here today for an exciting video. It is a brand new Christmas tag called the Ultimate Christmas Tag. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you will know that a couple of weeks ago I actually asked all of my followers to submit questions that they would love to see on an Ultimate Christmas tag. I then compiled some of my favorites and made it into this tag. So shout out to all of you who helped me create this tag. A couple of questions I came up with myself, some came from my followers, and you guys were amazing for following through and giving me some good ideas. There are a couple of book related questions, but there's also some general questions as well, so I feel like this tag will kind of appeal to everyone. So without further ado, let's jump into the Ultimate Christmas book tag. Question number one is, what are your Christmas traditions / routine? A lot of our stuff is done on Christmas Eve, so we always have our big Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. Now that we're all adults, we tend to open all of our presents on Christmas Eve as well, and it's just a really nice, relaxing family day. Christmas Day is like just a day to chill, stay in your pajamas, relax, enjoy yourselves and each other's company, and I love it. Our parents have always made Christmas super magical for my sisters and I, and it's something that I'm internally grateful for. Question number two is your favorite Christmas book or one that you want to read. I would have to say my favorite Christmas book is going to go to A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. A Christmas Carol was actually a tradition in my family for a very long time. Every single Christmas Eve, my parents and my sisters and I would read A Christmas Carol. So we'd all have to take turns reading different sections from A Christmas Carol. And as soon as we were able to read, our parents would have us do this. So we'd all have like certain sections of the book that we would read. And it's one of my fondest memories from my childhood and something that sticks with me today. So this story has a very special place in my heart. Question number three is your first Christmas memory. My first Christmas memory, I think, is actually one that my family also remembers really, really well because they have mentioned it before. And I feel like these two events might have been the same Christmas, but they can correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember about the age of 3 or 4, while we were trying to read A Christmas Carol, getting up on the bricks, we had like this brick fireplace, and then just belting out Christmas songs, like just in the middle of everybody trying to read. And apparently it was funny until I wouldn't stop because I really just wanted to keep singing my Christmas songs. So I do actually remember doing that. And then I also remember, and I feel like this might be the same Christmas, but it might have been a year later, not wanting to go to bed because as soon as we were at A Christmas Carol, we would go to bed, you know, and then my parents would have their time. And I remember not wanting to go to bed because I guess I was bound and determined to just stay awake until Santa came. So I remember hiding under the bed and just refusing to go to bed. I was apparently just a little shit as a kid. Question number 4 is your favorite gift that you have received of all time. For me, I probably have two, one from my childhood and one from my adult years. The first one from my childhood would be my train set. So my parents had gifted me with a Santa Fe train set when I was probably about 7. At this point, I was obsessed with trains and I wanted to hardcore be a train conductor. Thought that would be amazing. So I just love trains. And one Christmas I had my very own train set and it was super exciting. And I remember my dad helping me like mount tracks to a board, and then I could play with my train, and like there was like little houses and stations and things that I could play around with. It was so cool. And then my favorite gift that I ever received as an adult was when I first started watching Doctor Who. It was probably about 2011, I believe, and I was obsessed with Doctor Who. I started watching it in September and like the rest was history. I was obsessed, and my parents had paid attention to me talking about it all the time, and that Christmas they gifted me with the entire series of Doctor Who, of New Who. So it was, at that point, it was from season 1 through season 7, I think, and it was all of them, all of the DVDs, and it came with Matt Smith's sonic screwdriver. And I remember opening it and just feeling so shocked and happy and excited. So I was like, oh my god, they like knew that I wanted this, because I didn't even mention the fact that I wanted to own all of the DVDs. Like they just knew, and I was so excited when I opened that gift. Question number 5 is your go-to genre to read at Christmas. As you guys know, I'm a big fantasy lover, so it's not going to matter the time of year. I'm pretty much always going to be reading fantasy. But another genre that I tend to turn to this time of year is actually classics. For some reason, I find classics to be particularly cozy and kind of give me the warm fuzzies, at least depending upon the classics. So I like to revisit a lot of Christmas classics, like this year I'm going to be reading Anthony Trollope's Christmas at Thompson Hall, rereading A Christmas Carol, that kind of a thing. So it's one of my go-tos. Question number 6 is to name a holiday tradition that you have never tried but you want to. I put this one in here because I think it would be fun to hear what people have to say, but I'm trying to think of one for myself because I've definitely done gingerbread houses. I've gone to help select a Christmas tree, baked cookies, made ornaments. I've even made a wreath because in high school I took a floriculture class and I happened to fall at Christmas time, so I had to make a wreath. By the way, I got a C on it it because I couldn't pull the wire tight enough. Like, I'm 14 and clearly have no upper body strength, but thanks, dude. So I'm trying to think of a Christmas tradition that I have not yet tried. Caroling. We've never gone caroling, and I'm cheating a bit here because that's not something I ever want to do. I can't sing at all, so nobody wants me to be part of their caroling group. And also, I find caroling really awkward, like when people do it to me. Like, what are you supposed to do, just stare at them while they sing at you? It is like an introvert's nightmare, so it's not something I've done. It is also not something I want to do. Question number 7 is Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, which do you prefer? Me, Christmas Eve. Even as a kid, I've always loved Christmas Eve. There's something about the anticipation and the excitement that makes it all magical and wonderful. So I've always preferred Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. Question number 8 is your favorite ornament. And one of my favorites is this one right here. It is this hand-painted ornament that my mom painted for me one Christmas, apparently according to the back, 1996, so I was 8. And it is this little cat in a ski boot, and it says Jasmine because that was the name of our cat at the time. We had gotten her a couple years prior, and I love Jasmine so much. I gotta name her. In case you guys can't tell, we ended up getting Jasmine the same year Aladdin came out, hence the name. But she was such a lovely little cat. She was part calico, part Persian. She was super tiny. She had the long hair of a Persian and then the coloring of a calico, and she was the runt of the litter, so she stayed small. And she was also, I believe, like raised by the dog. Like, there was a dog at that house that had puppies, and she was like nursed by the dog, so she always had some dog-like characteristics. But she was a great cat. I love that cat so much. So this is one of my favorite ornaments because I miss her and it reminds me of her every year. Question number 9 is your favorite Christmas movie and your least favorite Christmas movie. I've mentioned it many times on my channel, but my favorite Christmas movie is The Bishop's Wife, which stars Cary Grant, David Niven, and Loretta Young. It's an amazing Christmas movie. I highly recommend you check it out. And my least favorite is probably going to be either the live action Grinch or Polar Express, because both are creepy. I'm sorry, but the live action Grinch freaks me out. The makeup I can't handle, and the animation in Polar Express also freaks me out and is creepy, and it's boring. I'm sorry, but the Polar Express is boring. If you like both those movies, I'm glad that you enjoy them. They're just not for me. Question number 10 is online shopping or in-store shopping. I am somewhat of a mix of the two, but I lean more towards online shopping. I just find it a lot easier. I have more time to peruse and think of options. And when I'm in a store, I get super overwhelmed, not just with the amount of people in the store, but also with the options. So I'm definitely more of an online shopper. Question number 11 is similar to the movie question, except for this one you have to name your favorite song and least favorite Christmas song. Favorite Christmas song is going to be a toss-up between The Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams, but only that version because he sings it the best and it was also his song, and Oh Holy Night. Love that one. Almost any version I've heard. I really enjoy it. My least favorites, again, I'm going to give you 2, consists of Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney, and Last Christmas, any version at all. And actually I'm gonna throw another one in here, but it's Xmas or whatever it's called, the one with John Lennon and Yoko Ono. I hate those 3 songs. I will turn the radio off if they come on, and they're everywhere. Everyone plays them incessantly, and there's like 500 versions of them, and I want them to die a fiery death and never be played again. I hate them all. Sorry, I feel very strongly about this. The final question, number 12, is your favorite Christmas flavor. This could be any flavor, mint, cinnamon, eggnog even. For me, I'm going to go with cinnamon. I love cinnamon flavored things, and there's something about it that kind of gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling that you get at Christmas time anyway. So it's my go-to Christmas flavor, or even ginger, anything spicy basically. Alright guys, that is it for the ultimate Christmas book tag. Thank you everyone who helped me come up with the questions for this tag, and please be sure to film it. If you guys are interested and want to do a new Christmas tag, I highly recommend doing this one because it was a lot of fun to film. So I'm going to be tagging everybody. Basically, if you're watching this and you want to do it, do it. Consider yourself tagged. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and had fun watching it. If you would like to add any of your opinions to these questions down below, please feel free to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and an even better December. Until next time, bye!